Hello there. So it's been nearly 2 months since my last house refurbishment update. Trying to not do these too regularly because they're not super popular on the channel, but I know some of you are interested to see how I've got on. So without any further ado, I'm going to go through each room. This is probably going to be the last update for a couple of months, by which time hopefully a lot more will be done as well. So let's start with room number 1, and this is the office room. You have seen this in the back of a video or two. The main new thing in here is an IKEA Kallax bookcase, which is quite a sort of modern, stylish bookcase with lots of little compartments for books and things. I think it looks rather splendid. I contemplated buying a smaller one of these. This was about 130 quid, I think. I will leave a link to these things down below, but I wouldn't have been able to fit all my stuff on it, so I had to get a bigger one. And actually I was worried about it making the room look small. Actually, it's kind of had a little bit of a reverse effect. Room feels a little bit bigger. Sad to say, I don't use this room very much. I feel like I should. I will eventually use it as a proper office room. This is where my computer is at the moment, my lovely computer, which I haven't used for months. Feel a bit guilty about that. But when the lounge is completely finished, I'll get it back in there and I will find some time to play some computer games. Contemplated getting rid of my YouTube plaque, but kept it in the end. Thought it looked rather spiffing up there. So not really much else has changed in this room. Let's go straight into, well, actually, while we're in the hall, I got impatient one evening and started ripping the wallpaper off this wall. Yeah, looks a bit ugly. Should get round to doing it. Basically, there was a load of tears in it, and I'm going to put some more lining paper up there and eventually paint over it. I bought this lampshade a couple of weeks ago. They're £30 brand new in Dunelm, but I was able to find 2 for £20 on Facebook Marketplace. So I went and picked it up. Quite a good deal. I like it. I contemplated having like a brand new light fitting up there, but actually a kind of statement lampshade is pretty good. Before I go into the bedroom and we have a look at those, a little bit of an update on the bathroom. So I've got a shower finally installed and a shower rail, but it's all temporary because I am going to have the bathroom refitted and the middle wall removed. I did have a plumber friend round and he sort of gave me a ballpark figure quote of how much it's going to cost. It's going to cost about £6,000 to remove the partition, remove all the tiles, repair the damage that it's going to do to the walls because these are plasterboard walls. It's just going to damage them, so they'll need to be repaired. Retiled, new suite, new tiling on the floor, moving a radiator or removing the 2 that are there and removing them, removing the asbestos tiles underneath them professionally because they can't be left. Yeah, it's going to cost about £6,000, quite a way away. Unless you all want to like club together and buy it for me, it's going to take months and months to get this done because I'm still kind of hemorrhaging money on other things. So yeah, it'll get there in the end. Quite eager to do it. Turns out I can't do the hall flooring until the bathroom's been done because the pipes kind of go under the hall floor and that will have repercussions for the laminate flooring I'm laying. I also realised that the laminate flooring is a bit of a bugger when there is more than one door and they're on different edges of a room. So that's going to be a challenge to get round. You have to kind of cut the tongue or something off one of them and glue them together instead. Sounds a bit Heath Robinson, but hopefully I've got enough boards that I can practice. So let's have a look in the main bedroom. And in the bedroom, you can see I've actually got a load of furniture now. So IKEA delivered a load of furniture. Absolutely love it. Thinking of doing a video actually on the IKEA furniture because it's surprisingly well made. It's excellent quality. It's proper wood, some of this. And, it's kind of reasonably priced. And you know what? It's really fun to put together. It's kind of like adult Lego. Really enjoyable. If you've made cheaper flat pack furniture, can feel a little bit like, oh yeah, it's kind of gone together, that'll do. This stuff's solid, I absolutely love it. The bed actually came from Habitat, delivered by a company called Argos, which is like a catalogue here in the UK. It's an IKEA mattress, cheap, but I haven't got backache yet, so hopefully it's all right. Didn't realise that these bedside tables were so much taller than the bed. completely inappropriate, looks completely wrong, but I'm going to have to put up with it. That wardrobe is made of a sort of, I don't know what you call it, fiberboard thing. But I'm happy because the edges are rounded, so it's not a really kind of harsh, cheap looking bit of furniture. While I'm in here, the radiators are still yellow, and I've got some paint, some Johnson's water-based radiator paint, which apparently I looked it up is the best you can get, but it stinks or something and you can have an allergy to it. But I'm going to paint all the radiators in one go soon. Kind of sick of having yellow radiators now. Yeah, the electric fire has been relegated into here because I've since got a... oh, in fact, you haven't seen... I have so much I haven't shown you. Anyway, that's the bedroom. Doge taking centre place on the bed there. So this is finished. These two rooms are done, can you believe? Let's go and have a look in the kitchen. So the kitchen is... maybe doesn't look that different to you. To replace the knobs on the kitchen units with these metal ones from Screwfix. They were really quite cheap, actually. I say, well, really cheap. They were like £1.50, £2 each. So they cost about 45 quid or something to do the room. I wanted something to match the brushed metal sockets and things. I think they worked pretty well. I've got the revolting Flotex carpet up off the floor. So the smell is a lot better in here than it used to be. But now I've got this just horrible yellow lino, which I didn't think was possible, but it's actually worse than the Flotex. So now I've got a load of laminate flooring planks, which I'm going to lay probably next weekend. So when that's done, this room's basically finished. I painted the ceiling, got an electrician to replace the light fittings with basically brand new versions of what was there. So still not really pretty, but they're white at least. So I think once the flooring's done in here, and I've done a few cleaning bits, revitalising the grout in the summer, I'm going to be pretty happy with that. I think that'll do for the kitchen, given that, you know, in about 10 years' time, or again, unless you want to contribute to it, I'm going to have the garage turned into a kitchen. So let's actually take a quick look in the garage now. I hosted my first party the other week, which was quite nice. Had some friends over. Just have a look up my nose there, just trying to not show you out the window. So in the garage now, I've actually got carpet in here. This is the old carpet from the lounge. Still bloody cold in here because I haven't quite finished doing... haven't quite finished putting up the plasterboard and the insulation yet. Insulation's was meant to arrive mid-February, ordered it in about November time. Just got an email to say that it's going to be here mid-March now. Yeah, right. Eventually when that arrives, I'll do the whole ceiling, but I've got so many jobs to do. Getting through the list, which I'm quite pleased about, but so many jobs to do. I'm pleased when there's a job that I can sort of just put off a little bit, to be honest. Major thing in here, I've now got a fridge freezer with ice and water, and a dishwasher as well. God, that's a godsend. First dishwasher I personally have ever had. Absolutely love it. No more standing in front of the sink getting backache. I managed to plumb this in myself, actually. I bought this thing from, whatever that's, something trap, dishwasher trap or something from Wix for like 5 quid. And a special Y splitter for the washing machine, water outlet down there. Basically, that's been about 10 quid in total. Which I'm glad about, actually. I'm glad I didn't pay a company like 40 quid to install it, because I don't think, well, half the reason I didn't do that initially anyway is because I didn't think they would install it because it needed all these extra parts. And I thought, if I'm going to buy the parts, I might as well fit it myself. And it was a doddle, and it's not yet leaking. So, but best keep an eye on it, I think. So that's the garage. That's the flooring, actually, down there for the kitchen. Right, let's turn that off. Let's go through here. Let's take a look in the bedroom now. This is the third, well, I suppose the second bedroom really, which is currently the lounge while the lounge is being refurbished. It's funny how it doesn't work at all as a lounge. I think it's just makes it maybe too small, or maybe the colour is quite a bedroomy colour, but it just feels like just feels a bit odd having all my lounge stuff in here. But anyway, this is where we are, kind of cosy for the time being. I should say something quite exciting. If you remember, I was I was scammed out of 140 quid on eBay for a smart thermostat. Well, a smart thermostat company's got in contact with me, and they're going to install a smart thermostat for me, and radiator valves, like new thermostatic replacements, and it'll all be controlled from an app. So I'm really looking forward to that. So that'll be a review video in a few weeks' time, which is quite exciting. Into the lounge, and wow, it's green. It's green. Green's not everyone's cup of tea, is it? Green, the colour of bacterial infections. It was Colonel Gaddafi's favourite colour, I think, green. Anyway, the lounge. It's almost finished. I've done the 3 coats on some walls, painted the ceiling. I think it's really come into its own. Particularly like this new light fitting, which I just think is like the old one, but sort of more fashionable, isn't it? And I think it kind of matches the crescent ones, half moon ones on the other walls. And the fireplace kind of looks a bit more purposeful now as well. It just looks so much better. And with all the plug sockets and things, you see one behind me, all the new plug sockety things, they look quite good. I just think it's really coming together. So all that's left to do in here now is my mum will paint the woodwork in here. Then I'll put the laminate flooring down, basically. I am going to get a glass company in to try and replace these with clear panes. And I will be replacing all of the doors over the coming months. Garden's looking all right, isn't it? I bought a cheap garden table cover, which turned into a parachute the other day and tried to blow the table into a neighbour's garden. So I've had to weigh it down with planks of wood now. So it's flapping in the night, which can't have been very nice for the neighbours. I mean, look at it. Look how nice that is. I think that's really classy, actually. In fact, I wonder if that should be my thumbnail, isn't it? Yeah, thumbnail. There we go. Right, okay. So that's it, really. Finishing off the lounge, finishing off the flooring in the kitchen, and then kind of maybe just do some of the jobs that I've been putting off, some of the really dull jobs. Ellie and I are going to take a trip to IKEA in probably April, Easter time, and get a new TV stand thing and a small table. I've got this table and chairs in here, which is kind of, where it's free and it's knackered, but it's quite robust. And I feel like if we put a nice table cover over the top of it and replace these chairs, it might look a little bit less rubbish. I don't know. Oh, yeah, paint the radiators and go to work, sleep and repeat. That seems to be all I'm doing at the moment. Anyway, I hope that's been interesting, that little update. I'm sure I've probably forgotten something. This is what the floor looks like when you lie down on it. Oh, it's a good job I'm not like really tall, really, because I don't think I look that good from underneath. I don't look that good from the top or the front, as it happens. And I've got hair up my nose. Anyway, thank you to my loyal patrons who are scrolling down the screen now, especially George Foot, Magnanimous Meg, Jennifer Jones, and Rob Van Eden, who are exceptionally generous patrons. Thank you very much. And I shall see you next time, probably shaved, shaven, and probably nose hair trimmed in the next video. Goodbye.